point is energy security. You know, we people in Central Europe, we really feel that energy security is one of the hottest potatoes. And if we want to be honest, there was no forward progress in the recent years when it came to the issue of whether our energy security has progressed or not. I think the answer is clearly not. It has not progressed at all. Because we had a project called South Stream. We would have had a project called South Stream, which was, let's say, cancelled. This is politically correct. If I want to be blunt, it was killed. Because there were so many critics, so many criticism against South Stream, saying that it's bypassing Ukraine, it's against values and interests of Europe, economically it's not feasible. Okay, it was killed. I admit, that would not have been a diversification of sources because that would have delivered Russian gas. But it would have been diversification of routes. But it was said it's not enough. And we were reached out by some friends of ours not to take part on the St. Petersburg Economic Forum last year, which we delivered. And I look at the news and I see that German, French, Dutch, British company, Austrian company, OMV, E.ON, Shell, signing agreement with Gazprom about doubling the capacity of the Nord Stream. What is the difference? One word, north and south. And the other difference, list of the companies participating in the project. So this is what I call hypocrisy, and this is what I call double standards. That if Europe would like to be strong in the future, we should not apply double standards. There should be level playing fields. Because energy security in our region, in the Western Balkans and in Central Europe, is not a responsibility only of Western Balkans and Central Europe. This is a responsibility of Europe. Because currently, 85% of our gas needs are being supplied by Russia. And we are bashed when we talk to them, by the way. 85%. Serbia gets 100% of its gas demand from Hungary. Bosnia gets 100% of its gas demand through Serbia and Hungary. So when we speak about energy security in the region, we speak about a European responsibility. And until yesterday, we have not received any kind of answer from European institutions that if not South Stream 2, if not South Stream, if not Turkish Stream, then what is going to be the project that will ensure that we will have energy security in the region? And now finally, yesterday, we had some kind of decision from European Commission, which we welcome. We hope it's going to come into reality, that Bulgaria, Romania, Hungary, and Austria can work together on a vertical corridor, connecting the southern gas corridor with Central Europe. We hope we're going to be successful there. I just would like to put here very openly that there are no level playing fields in this respect, and there are double standards applied by European institutions in this respect. A couple of years ago, or even a couple of months ago, no, a couple of years ago, when we were watching television, all of us, and having seen the scenes from the Middle East, we were kind of relaxed in our chairs in front of television, saying that, okay, there are so many thousands of kilometers away, it's not going to happen here for sure. And now currently, what is the reality? It happens in Europe as well. And threat of terror became part of everyday life in Europe. And we have to speak about that openly, very openly, because this is about the everyday life of the European people. And here I connect to point number 5, migration. Because no one says, not even me, no one says that migration equals terrorism. No one says that all migrants are possibly terrorists. No one says that. But I think it is obvious that if there's an unregulated and uncontrolled influx of 3,000 to 5,000 people on a daily basis to Europe, that increases the danger of terror. I think it's very obvious. And here hypocrisy and the politically correct way of expression comes on the table. Because when I say that, I can be pretty sure that I will be attacked within a couple minutes on the internet or in the media. But I'm not saying that migration equals terrorism. I say that if you have an unregulated and unchecked influx of thousands of people on a daily basis to your territory, about the majority of whom you don't know who they are. You don't know where they're coming from. You don't know the reason why they come from. That increases the threat of terror. And that increases possibility of violence. And that puts the terror threat on Europe and on the European Union. Here I want to make a point that this is a migration crisis. Or the pressure will be increased. You can be sure about that. If you have a look at the southern neighborhood of European Union, in Syria there are 13 million people who require humanitarian assistance. Out of them, 6.5 million are internally displaced persons. In Iraq, there are at least 3 million IDPs. Out of them, 1.5 million staying in the northern part, in Kurdistan. In the sub-Saharan Africa, according to statistics, there are at least 13 to 15 million IDPs. And I haven't talked about Yemen, Libya, I haven't talked about Afghanistan, Pakistan, and other Middle East countries. And there are millions living as refugees in Lebanon and Jordan, and Turkey has been taking care of millions of people in the recent years. So it's very easy to put together that there are around 30 to 35 million people living in the southern and southeastern neighborhood of ours in a life situation which can make them very easily and very quickly to make a decision to hit the road. And if they make a decision to hit the road, they make a decision to hit the road towards Europe. And we have to be prepared for that. We have to be prepared for that. And currently, we are defenseless. How European Union can be stronger in the future? That should be the question. Your Prime Minister loves football. Mine loves as well. I personally do. So I think it's pretty obvious that out of 11 bad players, you will never have a good football team, right? So out of 28 weak member states, you will never have a strong European Union. It is obvious that a strong European Union requires strong member states. And strong European Union can only be based on strong member states. And if the Schengen zone dies and collapses, that will cause a lot of economic problems and losses and challenges to the countries who are already in the Schengen zone. So I think we have to strengthen Schengen zone, and the best way to strengthen Schengen zone is first complying with all the obligations, all of us complying with all the obligations, and the second is to accept Bulgaria as soon as possible, because I think that it is the crisis time when you can measure obviously if someone is ready for the next step or not. And Bulgaria passed this exam since Bulgaria was able to stop the influx, and I think that Bulgaria has made more than some Schengen zone countries in order to maintain the Schengen zone.